Just to follow up on Jeff's last question, how can Canadians trust that elections have not been influenced by foreign governments when the information is always protected by national security laws? To add to that, isn't an uninformed public that is not able to trust the democratic processes we have a threat to national security?
I'm pretty sure everything I've said over the past 20 minutes answered that question, but I will do it one more time just for the Canadian press. We put in place strong, independent mechanisms by top public servants who get full access to everything that all of our intelligence and security communities look into and find and monitor on an ongoing basis every day in Canada, particularly during elections. And those top independent public servants were part of a committee that we created after coming into office, because it didn't exist before, for the 2019 421 elections and ongoing, concluded in an independent and nonpartisan way that despite the existence of ongoing attempts at Chinese interference, that interference did not impact the outcomes of the election in 2019 and 2021. That's not me who's saying it, that's the panel of top public servants who are independent and tasked with exactly that, supported by the work done by our intelligence and security agencies. So Canadians can absolutely be confident in those 2019 and 2021 elections. On top of that, there is an independent report that came out on that work done during the 2019 election, and again that was just released on what happened during the 2021 election, that confirms independently that conclusion that our elections actually held. So Canadians can be confident on that. But further to that, there are ongoing public committee hearings happening right now where those heads of agencies and people responsible for safety and integrity of our elections are testifying publicly on all the work that's being done. And further to that, we created a National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians comprised of parliamentarians from every different party who get top secret clearance so they can dig into all the work that our national security agencies and experts do day in and day out, including and especially during election times, to protect our democracies, to protect our institutions. So Canadians have a lot of different reasons to be confident that indeed the integrity of our elections in 2019 and 2021 held, and that on an ongoing basis, the government will continue to strengthen our capacity to counter those attempts at foreign interference that come from China, from Russia, from Iran, from other countries that are looking to destabilize and throw chaos into our democracies.
This might be another reiteration, but why hasn't
Well, you can ask me a fresh question then that you can come up with.
Why hasn't Canada updated its national security policy since 2004?
We have absolutely updated Canada's national security policies many times over the past years, including with, for example, the creation of oversight bodies, a strengthening of NCIRA, a creation of NCIRA, which is a oversight and oversight body over our national security agencies. The NSICOP, the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, that is tasked to do exactly that, that we created over the objections of the Conservative Party that didn't think empowering politicians to have top secret clearances to look into these issues was needed or necessary. Thank God we did, because we now have a committee of parliamentarians that can lean in, and we will continue to update and make sure that all the tools that are needed by our intelligence agencies and security officials and all the tools needed for proper oversight and accountability of them continues to update it. So we will continue to do the work of empowering our institutions to protect not just our institutions but our democracy.